Thank you, Mac. And I have the honor of introducing our speaker, Dr. Spencer Crew, this morning. First of all, let me just say hello to all of you that I know, Kathy, Mary. um, if you don't know, I was a former chancellor at Fayetteville State University from 2008 to about 2020, roughly. Okay. And part of my responsibility will be to make sure that the educational institutions in Fayetteville, that their students get involved in this history center, and that high school students get involved in this history center. So ultimately we can generate more curators, Spencer, and more people involved in the development of centers like ours. I also wanted to say, and I wanted to quote that famous child psychologist, TV personality, philosopher, Mr. Rogers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. When I was working at NC State, he was a commencement speaker one year, and he was introduced. And as he got up from his far seat to walk towards the dais, the entire audience, thousands of people, began singing that song. It's just spontaneously. Nobody asked them to. They started singing that song. Anyway, Dr. Spencer Crew is one of those rare scholars who has established a prominent trajectory and impact at the university level and at the Smithsonian Institution. As most of you know, it is one of the most prominent museums in the world. He previously served as an assistant professor of African American Studies and History at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Currently, he is the Clarence J. Robinson Professor of African American, and Public History at George Mason University in Virginia. And he served as chair the Department of Social and Cultural History at the National Museum of American History, the Smithsonian. Concerning his public history and his museum resume, he is the Emeritus Director of the National Museum of African American History and the National Museum of American History. He has served as the President of the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center for 6 years and at the National Museum of American History, Smithsonian Institution for 20 years. 9 of those years he served as the director. Most recently, he has served as the interim director at the National Museum of African American History and Culture until January 2021. He has curated numerous exhibitions. His most recent one at the National Museum is entitled Make Good the Promises, Reconstruction and Its Legacies. Another exhibition at the National Museum in 2015 is entitled, and still there, Defending Freedom, Defining Freedom, the Era of Segregation. Dr. Crew will be working closely with our team, and we are honored for that and forever grateful. With his input, we can be assured of several things: that what we do will be transparent, it will be authentic, it will be creative, and most importantly, it will have scholarly integrity. Please welcome our guest, Dr. Spencer Crew.